Hello everyone, Mystic Magic Lady here. Today's November 7th, 2021. Hope you're all doing well. I'm sorry I wasn't able to post. I was traveling. So let's see. Here I am back. See if I can get some clarity here for all of you. What's going on? November 7th. Let's see, what's the energy? November 7th. What's the energies on the collective? What challenge are we faced with, and what's the potential outcome? November 7th. November 7th. What is the collective energy? November 7th. November 7th. Let's see. Alright, what's the energy? November 7th. November 7th. Alright, Spirit, make it plain. What's the energy today? In the collective, November 7th. What's the energy today? Okay. Alright. Nice. Five of Wands in the reverse. So, stepping away from conflict and drama, okay? Today's a bit more of a peaceful day. That's nice to see since it's in the reverse. So, again, if there's been any drama or conflict around you, today's definitely an energy of stepping away from that, not engaging in the conflict, trying to find a little bit more peace. So that's good. That's definitely good. What's the challenge? Okay, challenge. The Eight of Wands. A lot of wands, fire energy. So we have a challenge here with communication. Okay, some of you just be mindful. There may be, there may be some, I feel like, whatever the conflict is, there's been some drama, or maybe some fighting around you or quarreling, some sort of conflict. But today that energy is kind of a little more mellow and, really not not entertaining the conflicts, not engaging in drama and fighting, okay? But there is some, but there may be a block in the communication there. So some of you might be waiting to hear messages from somebody or trying to, communicate with somebody, and, that could be a challenge today. So be careful, be mindful of your words, of your communication, so things don't get miscommunicated, or some of you might be waiting to hear from somebody or some message, and that today may not come through today, because with the Eight of Wands as the challenge, that's a challenge to receive messages. It's a challenge to, get clear communication. So for some of you, there may just be this, there may be some situation where you just kind of need to chill out, step away from any conflict right now, and until you could get some better communication going. Let's see, what's the outcome here? Potential outcome. What's the potential outcome? Okay. Okay, so with the Seven of Swords, okay, so the outcome here is, this could be someone trying to get away with something, okay, you or someone else. And since there's this Five of Wands here in the reverse, there's this energy today of, some sort of conflict or struggle that is not as futile right now. There's definitely, some conflict that is not some kind of fighting or struggle that you're walking away from, or there's just, stepping away from the conflict of some sort. Okay, but there's this communication is blocked. There's a struggle here to, with communication. And the outcome with the Seven of Swords is, having to create some strategies. So some of you are dealing with, you might have be taking a bit of a time out from a conflict or a struggle with one or more people, and there's a block here in the communication, and there could be some of you trying to really formulate some plans and figure out your next move. Okay, with something from perhaps for this past struggle or something from the past, but there's going to be a need to really looking at your strategies. Some of you might have to be mindful about you know formulating a plan, or someone else trying to formulate a plan, um, and you have to be mindful of that, of people trying to outmaneuver you, or maybe try and getting away with something with that sort of energy. Some of you may also just may have a hard time really trying to make some kind of strategy to um, in connection with something that you're trying to do. Well, let's clarify a little bit here more. Some of you have to be mindful, though, of other people who may be trying to outmaneuver you, okay? Especially if you have some sort of conflict or drama that has been going on, and maybe it's a little bit mellow today and you're not engaging in that. There is still some, blocks and some challenges with the communication there. Um, and, there's definitely some sort of um, strategies that are trying to be going to be being formulated, whether that's you or someone else trying to come up with some plans, trying to this is trying to outmaneuver each other. So it may have something to do with this struggle that we might put the brakes on right now, but there's definitely a need to be mindful that someone is not trying to outdo you or formulate some plans. If it's you, then you need to be mindful of your actions and if you're strategizing. And let's see more about the energy today. Five of Wands. Tell me about the energy today. Tell me about. Okay. Yeah, some of you are having a hard time with having to really make a judgment. You may have to make a decision about something, and for some of you, there's definitely a big decision. Maybe it could be a judgment call you're trying to make, either on a certain situation that has been a struggle, maybe some kind of situation that was a bit, maybe some fighting going on or some sort of drama, and you're trying to weigh your options and really make a decision about this situation. Others of you, there could be some big decision either you or someone in this conflict is trying to make. Okay, but there's definitely the energy of stepping away from that drama right now, taking the time out from it, and really weighing out your options, I think, and having to really make a judgment call about the situation. Tell me more about the Eight of Wands. What's the challenge here? Okay. So there's a challenge here with the death and rebirth, and with this communication card. So the challenge for some of you is a big change, is really maybe being able to, for some of you, there's a challenge being able to communicate, and to communicate and start something. Others of you, there's this challenge here with the with ending something, okay, and being able to have this ending and a rebirth of some sort. So some of you are having a real difficult time maybe expressing and communicating a big change in your life, or ending a big cycle, okay. Some of you may be feeling a little a little bit unsure, okay, of yourself. A lot of you have there's a big change that you need to make, and it's presenting a challenge for you to really either accept that big change, and to to put the energy and work into it. Some of you don't know what that change is. Some of you are having your challenge is being able to um, express that change, or being able to realize what the big change is. With this judgment card and the death card being the challenge, there's it's definitely something that you have to make a decision about, and that may be having to end something, either a relationship or a situation or a habit or something in your life. It's got to change, a big change, and that's challenging you right now. Some of you may not be sure of how to make this change or what this change even has to be. Um, so you're feeling maybe a little bit blocked. There may be a challenge to communicate, like I said, with other people. And for a lot of you, the challenge here is being able to understand and move forward with a big change in your life. Could be also just within your personality, maybe trying to end a habit or some aspect that no longer suits you in your life. Let's see more about the outcome, the Seven of Swords. Wow. Excuse me. Little sneeze. Oh boy. Seven of Swords came up twice here. So clarifying the Seven of Swords, we got the Seven of Swords. So this is completely uh, really emphasizing that there is something that somebody is going to be trying to get away with. Now, is that you or is it someone else? I don't know. You will know your situation, but there's definitely been some conflict or fighting or some drama, and you already know, your situation. You know who that could be, and it's been leaving you trying to make a decision and making a judgment call about this, and you might have to make some big changes, and that's the challenge is implementing these big changes, and being able to communicate these big changes that you need to make, either with yourself or with other people. But there's definitely somebody that is it could be, lying, cheating, stealing. It could be someone really trying to get away with something. Okay. And so really have to be mindful. Now you will know, it'll resonate if you know if this is you trying to get away with something, or someone else. But definitely be mindful, because there's a challenge here, ending something or communicating that something has to end, either with yourself or with somebody. Okay. So you may be having a challenge even on trying to see for yourself what this big change is, and having a hard time you know making these big changes. But in the end here, there's definitely something here that someone's trying to get away with, so you have to be mindful of that. um, or are you trying to formulate some plans? Are you trying to outmaneuver somebody? Again, it's going to be different for each one of you, but definitely be mindful of this energy. And I'm not saying be paranoid, but just be mindful. Okay. If something doesn't feel right in your gut, then it's not right. Okay. So just really try to listen to your intuition here, and just be mindful of other people and their actions, or what they may be trying to do behind your back. Keep your eyes open, and yeah, definitely be mindful of that. Hmm. I kind of want to pull another card on this. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords. Tell me more about this outcome. Tell me more about this outcome. Any advice? Tell me more about the Seven of Swords. Wow, Seven of Wands. So 3 7s here. There's some big changes, big transitions going on for a lot of you, okay? And it's hard, okay? That's the challenge, these big changes. You need to make a decision about something, and right now you're trying not to struggle and fight. um, or be a part of any drama. And this could just be conflict within yourself or some situation that you're really trying to get a get some control over. But a lot of you have some big changes, and it's hard for you to implement these. Some of you are having a hard time communicating what you need with yourself or with other people. Okay. But there's, again, there's some big transitions going on here, and you're going to have to um, really be mindful of other people and their actions and their intentions. Okay. But also, you're going to be able to rise above all of this. Okay. And really, focusing on this death and rebirth, on these big changes, on what needs to end, and what you need to implement into your life, what new things, could be a actual, new job, new people, new people, or work, or it could be, new habits or way of thinking or way of doing things. It could be different for all of you. But with the Seven of Swords coming up twice and then the Seven of Wands, there's definitely big transitions going on for a lot of you. Something that you're really going to have to gain the inner strength to rise above some struggles with other people, formulate your plans, be mindful of other people really trying to come up with strategies behind your back or get away with things. So yeah, big changes. Okay, big changes happening, transitions happening, and it could be a struggle. Some of you are really struggling to make these big changes here. Let me get a message here from the unicorns. What's your advice? Any advice today? Okay. Okay, forgive. It's time to let go of anger or blame. So that's nice advice for some of you. I guess you know, really for all of us, there's usually always someone we could forgive. Um, so if you're holding on to any anger or blame, it's time to release that. It doesn't mean that you're condoning people's behavior that may have not been great. Doesn't mean you have to, keep them in your life, but forgiveness does help you heal, and letting go of that anger and blame will help you with these big changes, will help you overcome and rise above any of these struggles. Okay. Um, so yeah, that's nice advice. And just be kind to yourself. There's definitely some big changes you're trying to make. Something that you're not even sure of yet. A lot of you are, having a hard time making these changes. A lot of you have a hard time under really seeing these changes that have to be made. Okay, there's some of you maybe don't even know yet. Okay, but there's definitely there's definitely some strategies, some plans that are being formulated. Okay, and this could be you or other people or someone else who's really maybe doesn't have your best intentions. Okay, so really you're going to rise above the situation though. But it may be a bit of a struggle, and there's definitely some changes that are going to happen, some transformation. And right now you're not really sure, and you may not be seeing these. Um, you may not be able to see the changes yet that you need to make, but give it some time. You will get some clarity. All right. Well, I'm going to leave it there. This was kind of a heavy reading. I wasn't expecting this, but it's been a few days, so I apologize for those of you who are going through some struggles here. Just give it a little time. Be mindful, like I said, of other people. Don't be paranoid, but just be mindful, okay? Um, and don't be so trusting, okay? Don't be paranoid, but don't be too trusting, because there could be some shady business happening. But you will overcome it. And forgive. If you're holding on to some anger, try to let it go. Try to release it. That could be the big change. You need to let it go. And it's a challenge here. You're having a hard time, but just trust that it will happen. And in the meantime, focus on yourself, trying to love yourself and become the best version of yourself. All right. Well, I hope you heard a message you needed to hear. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all soon. Love and light.